I'm seeing carriers moving out of this. So I feel there's areas of Antarctica which have been and are being mined. This is a heavily guarded secret. There's a veil of secrecy around this. In the upcoming month and months, there will be a rise again in battle activity. Full transparency is not going to be made available around, or disclosure, I'm hearing. Mongolia perhaps also having some secret service, military. There's some awareness and being drawn to this area for some nefarious. Oh my gosh. These are necessities so that you know what it is that you're playing against, so that you know what it is. We're shattering the illusion, allowing you to wake up. An army of lightworkers, many old souls, many on this channel, many starseeds who said enough. Multiple waves of volunteers putting up their hand, marching in, ready to do battle, not so easily swayed, not so easy to pull the wool over their eyes, having been there and seen this before. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For anyone that hasn't been here before, welcome. I'm Michelle Robinson. I'm a psychic medium and a angelic channel. So I essentially hand over to my guide and the angelics and see what they want to bring through each episode. So the last two episodes having a few different truths, or I guess different content. Different from my usual anyway. And I had been aware of a couple of things in the background and basically said, look, if these things, if this is what's going on, then my team's going to tell me, and I trust them rather than kind of any other theory. So yeah, then of course I've got a lot of information confirming some of these, I guess, theories directly, and some other insights as well. So that's been a bit of a head spin for me. I have gone searching on YouTube and I have found corroborating information, which does help. But in any case, there's a lot of chatter at the moment, similar chatter, and I think that's just because of transparencies or that are around at this time. So I'm just going to close my eyes and just see what the nature of the material that comes through today and hand over. Okay. So I'm hearing greetings. Greetings for all those who have made themselves available to listen to this channel today. We greet you and we welcome you. This is a space where insights can be shared, although some of these are tempered by the rules and restrictions governed by this channel. Therefore, as previously mentioned, there will be openings and availability of additional material through a membership plan on this channel's website. That is correct. And I will put information in the description about this, but this is not, it keeps coming up in channeling, but it's not quite available just yet. Okay, so I'm hearing Sardinia and Croatia. I feel there's going to be some maybe record temperatures, and I'm seeing a lot of fish, but they're floundering. Maybe there's going to be, I'm seeing like mini fish and kind of flapping in the shallows, so I'm not quite sure what this is showing me. Yeah, so it's like around the beaches, there's either the water is warm and there's an issue for the fish, or there's just a massive increase in the numbers of fish. I'm hearing unusual and unprecedented behaviors, could be fish behaviors, and this will draw a crowd and be in the news. So I feel like this is going to be during the summer, and it's something which is heralding some concern. So what I'm seeing is it just looks like masses of fish in the shallows, so that you can like visually see it from the shore. So this is representing something, a change, an environmental concern. There's going to be record temperatures, so things are going to really shoot up. I'm seeing um, the mercury shooting up this summer. There's going to be challenges around this with electricity, keeping cool, elderly, and particularly I'm getting in cities, and I'm really feeling quite strongly for Italy, perhaps in Rome. There's going to be perhaps pressure on the electricity grid, something along these lines. Sweltering conditions, and I'm getting like kind of 40 degrees humidity. Um, Again, unprecedented and for extended periods of time. There's also going to be some crop failures because of some of these drought conditions that come with these increased rise in temperatures. So I'm seeing vineyards and they look like they're drooping. So maybe there'll be upcoming, I'm not even sure when grapes are harvested, but maybe a decrease in the yield. And Chianti, it must be a wine, Italian wine brand. So an increase in the upcoming prices of wine from these regions. And I'm hearing Tuscany. And I'm just seeing kind of people coming out in the evening, not being out so much during the day, sweltering temperatures. And I'm getting like a gridlock. So I feel this is to do with electricity surges or the necessity to run maybe air conditioning, something along those lines. I also get a sense that it's going to be very dry. So it's going to be drought-like conditions, and there is could be like bushfires that are going to start as well. So I'm just seeing smoky environment, kind of news headlines, blazes starting up. And I'm here in California, so I feel that moving back to California, LA fires. So once again, we're in trouble. There's going to be, I'm seeing smoke coming from some areas, and demolition. So once again, Napa Valley, Santa Barbara, perhaps. And I'm getting Florida as well. Again, there's some sweltering conditions, and I'm hearing forest fires. So, and I'm seeing again windy conditions and headline news and helicopters dropping water. So this is upcoming. I'm feeling like the next couple of months, July. So we're in trouble for some fires in that region again. I'm hearing that it will be quite widespread and some areas will become untenable, as in there will be no insurance available for certain regions due to severity and repetition. I feel there will be insurance rises across the board, And this is going to, I'm hearing create an explosion in things like maybe rent prices, house prices. I'm getting Florida. Warm and wet. There's something I'm getting around hail for Florida, as though there's going to be an out of season hailstorm, or it's going to be quite stormy and wet weather fronts that feels warm. In this case, so maybe there's going to be a late hailstorm, which is going to be quite unusual, quite stormy weather. I'm seeing quite a lot of lapping waves, so choppy, and I've just seen there's going to be some like tropical kind of monsoonal type weathers. So there's going to be large dumping of water and floods occurring over short periods of time. There could be some breaching of some waterways as well, so the seas are not settled. I am seeing a group of people. I feel like it seems quite shadowy, so I feel like shadow government and moving boats around on a map. So looking at a map, and there seems to be a circle, and making plans and what's going to happen next. And I do feel that this is regarding weather events and changing weather patterns. But I feel this is a malevolent type of energy, almost mapping and predicting and perhaps having an influence or creating some weather patterns. I'm hearing influential, so there's some influence on weather patterns creating catastrophe, and I'm hearing catastrophizing situations. There's something around that I'm just getting vaguely around Tornado Alley as well, and maybe a reduction in activity, I'm hearing. Okay, I'm seeing the stars, and I'm seeing one in particular shining very brightly and just twinkling at me. It's like all eyes in the sky, and there's something I'm hearing like maybe this is going to be visualization of something in the skies, which is a little bit unusual, and maybe Alpha Centaurus, I'm hearing, and it's twinkling, so it's not maintaining equal intensity, and it's drawing a lot of curiosity from astrologers, astronomers. There's something about a star that's being noted, and I'm hearing trajectory. This is something that's going to be in the news and create, I'm hearing a little bit of consternation and interest. Something unusual, an unusual pattern. And as I'm seeing it, it's kind of increasing and decreasing in intensity. I am hearing maybe this is some type of direct communication, and it is being monitored. Okay, now I'm going to the seas, plankton. I'm getting that there's going to be rising numbers of plankton. And again, this is very unusual. So unusual plankton levels are going to be noted. I'm hearing microorganisms and from the depths. and maybe an indication of kind of some warming of water in some region, but something a little bit unusual around plankton or plankton spread. Now I'm seeing Antarctica. Okay, so I'm being made aware of an area within Antarctica. So I was kind of seeing all the icebergs, and then I was traveling across the ice. And so further in along the ice shelf, there's a big opening within this ice shelf. I think I've spoken about this before. And it's like an open mine. And I'm seeing carriers moving out of this. So I feel there's areas of Antarctica which have been and are being mined. And I'm seeing what looks like workers down tunnels with hard hats on. And it's extraction of minerals and resources. And these are being utilized elsewhere off planet. This is a heavily guarded secret. There's a veil of secrecy around this. So I feel that there's transportation or deliverance, but it doesn't feel, it feels like aircraft which are actually coming in to receive these extractions, and they seem off planet. This is an activity which has been going on for, I'm hearing, a millennia. There are several of these still operating on the Earth and top secret, heavily guarded, and none can see. So I'm just seeing it like a big wire fence or caution. So this is kind of out of sight, out of mind, hidden resources. So it's in line what I've seen before, but I'm just getting a little bit more information about this. There may be, so what I'm seeing is like maybe top secret military or some kind of release of photo or a type of photo or information. Could be radar activity. I'm seeing it like greens and or like heat activity or something along those lines where there's been an awareness which is made, and I'm hearing leaked. So something could be leaked about this. Top secret military. So the military are involved. This is international. Again, this is regarding shadow government, and I'm hearing elite. So just being aware that there are agendas at play that are not necessarily aligned with the settling of one's consciousness, and there are activities that are carried out to harbour, I guess, to create, so you can't get a sure foothold, so that things feel uncertain. And I'm also hearing untenable, so financially difficult. I'm just getting the stock market. I'm hearing all ordinaries. I'm seeing that there's kind of like a little peak, then a dip, and then things are going to steady and rise again. And I feel like this could be almost a false security as well, almost the rise before the fall. And after that, I see a significant drop and a rise again. So I'm just seeing kind of a graph of some movement. So hold strong with that. And I feel that things are going to be a little bit wobbly in the market. just a few fluctuations. I'm just hearing monetary system and financial institutions and release of information. I feel US backed regarding maybe the positions of some of these institutions or funding or misappropriation of funds. I'm hearing IMF and again, all ordinaries. There may be something which comes to light around this, so a little bit of transparency on some fluctuations in the market and what's causing this. And again, I'm getting the word dismay, so this may create some dismay. So again, the where do we lean, the not being able to trust things happening. And this affecting the ordinary citizen. John Doe, I'm hearing. Those trying to get about their way, trying to create better futures, trying to create stability within their lives. And I'm just kind of seeing like a plane, but it's just wobbling. So just everyone not being able to get there a sure footing, not being able to feel grounded into something which is holding them solidly. And once again, I'm seeing to rise above. I'm seeing these strings coming down and almost going with the flow and allowing these changes and disconnecting from these narratives. These are intentionally not set to hold. There will be flare-ups, and I'm seeing maybe guerrilla activity in Africa and news, and I'm seeing a line about some maybe atrocities or and also I'm hearing genocide. So I feel Africa, there's going to be in the news as well, Somalia. And with the line, let me just go back to the line. It could be something around kind of news around poaching, which also creates a dismay. So again, different events, different situations playing out, different groups being provided with kind of rifles and things not set to stabilize, feeling like what's going on. These are the things that are playing out and stopping you getting a strong foothold in your own lives. And so bringing your world in and your awareness to what's going on around you in your community and the small things and enjoying peace in the morning. It's just an example, but it being increasingly difficult to disengage from disappointing news and outcomes. Our ability to rise above as a collective, as a group, holding each other strong, does create a breakaway situation where there's a drop of this lower vibration behavior. This is not just that it's less apparent, it's that it's real. It cannot hold or be held in these higher vibrations. But this is where a requirement of larger numbers, of coalescing of groups and coming together, of communities and rising together, holding each other, comes into play. So this being something that's played out collectively, the tearing away and the breaking into two separate realities. I was hearing AI. I just wanted to finish that one before bringing that up. AI also having the opportunity to have multiple outcomes, that of a higher or lower vibration. So using this for higher consciousness activities and disengaging where necessary. They're being created quite a bit of fake news. So I feel it's going to get less and less. Maybe we're going to not be able to make out what's real image, what's fake, and this being quite disconcerting. So trusting your intuition on what you're seeing, what you're hearing, feeling, is this empty? Does this have a ring of truth? So I'm hearing files. I'm getting burning of files. So when the full transparency is not going to be made available around, or disclosure, I'm hearing, around UFO activities, I'm getting reptilian. So maybe the part of that the reptilian plays upon our Earth not being made fully visible, that being still a current situation which is playing out currently and very much apparent in our politics and in some lower vibrational behaviour, and in the cases of a lot of missing, I'm hearing children, these being tied up with this particular group. So I'm feeling like what will come out about some of these groups, there'll be some transparency enough to rock and destabilize, and then the current narrative is going to draw away from the truth of the matter. I'm also coming back to water and filtration being necessary. So having a good water filtration system to filter out, I'm hearing chemical compounds, chlorine and other manufactured chemicals which can reduce your intuitive ability. So the crystals in the pineal gland, it creates a muting or a blocking, and this is the case with chemicals in our environment and food and water. So pure filtration systems, this being important. I'm hearing VACCINE being made available for some upcoming strains. There being some fear-mongering around this. This is just one to be avoided, and I have got something around that previously. I am getting something around that set to be set, or disrupt maybe some organ behavior. I'm feeling kind of the liver, affecting the liver perhaps, and stand strong on this and do not sway. So illness is also lowering your vibration. There will be sound and frequencies available which are able to heal and uplift. This is something which is going to be more strongly and readily available as more come online with this technology. I'm seeing that using these technologies, there can be kind of a clearing of the system, certain parasites, certain maybe microparticles which are in our systems from previous medicines, let's say. And so there will be solutions for this, and these will assist the human body. It's getting Mongolia. There's something around no man's land for Mongolia. Mongolia perhaps also having some like secret service military. There's some awareness and being drawn to this area for some nefarious. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've turned to the dark side. But I guess these insights, well, let's see what I'm being told about this. These are necessities so that you know what it is that you're playing against, so that you know what it is. We're shattering the illusion, allowing you to wake up and therefore take steps towards your awakening and your being able to rise to a higher vibration. Some truths very difficult to hear, disturbing this channel vessel, that's correct, and many others. But looking at this objectively, observing, being aware, and knowing what you're dealing with, not following the common rhetoric and combining to create alliances where there will be information provided by intuitives to allow insights, direction, way forward. There are many, many who are waking up at this time. The shadow force creating a rumbling, this rumbling, in some cases, the discomfort creating an awakening, so not exactly the desired effect. And channels such as this providing transparency. This is necessary as I'm just hearing as it gets noisy. So expect that in the upcoming month and months, there will be a rise again in battle activity, or having seemed quiet currently, this giving way, and once again just remaining intact and observational, looking at this with interest, not allowing this to rock your foundations. This will be playing out for quite some time. So learn how to stabilize and stay strong through these periods. I'm just seeing like flashes and bangs and ships maybe being sunk in the seas, and I think that could be a US destroyer. And therefore shaking foundations. And what I'm seeing is like imagining like it's people with, and they're kind of standing back, and I'm getting a red tie. There's a red tie, there's other suits, and they have little like pokers pushing things around, and something happens here, and then something happens here. So this is but a game. And we are but mere pawns in the play. So being aware of the greatness of you, of the oneness of everything, of combined energy, of our higher selves and our connection to universal truths and other energetic support and remaining unfazed. Some of us being of, and I'm just seeing angelic origin, many of us saying, we will be here at this time. I'm hearing an army of lightworkers, many old souls, many on this channel, many starseeds who said, enough, we can come and raise the vibration of this planet. And this also being unprecedented, multiple waves of volunteers putting up their hand, marching in, ready to do battle, not so easily swayed, not so easy to pull the wool over their eyes, having been there and seen this before, having waged their own wars and lived through harder times, sharing of the bread, waging of battles, tales of old. These are the souls on this channel. These are the volunteers. This is a literal army, this being the battle. We implore you to stay strong, to band together, to recognize each other, to stand firmly arm in arm, to remain joyful and upbeat. This is a time where you knew you could shift outcomes into better realities. This is a play. You are playing your part. You are bigger than you realize. Stay strong. Remain stable through this time, holding each other. Do not sway. Remember who you are. We love you and leave you. Well, no matter how much I go into meditation, no matter how much I try and draw in the light, the message is the same at the moment. And so I feel this is necessary. It's disturbing me a little bit, to be fair. I have reached out to other intuitives who are just saying you're just getting other different information and not to be concerned. But I do feel like there's such a strong message at the moment. And so, yeah, just drawing together. Like I'm really getting a sense through that last piece that there was a force that came and said, oh, sure, I can come and be here. And that my role is to provide hope and create an awakening in each soul, a remembrance of who you are and why you're here. So maybe spend some time in contemplation, just sitting and connecting in and asking your guide for a sign, maybe some kind of validation that this is the case for yourself. But I feel if you're listening to this message is for you. I still can't believe what's coming out of my mouth half of the time at the moment, but it's like, okay, I've obviously gone through a type of awakening, but, you know, living in a land of lollipops and rainbows, obviously there's another type of awareness I also required. So, like I say, I'm here with you, boots and all. So I'll just keep providing insights as I get them. And I look forward to bringing you another episode next week.